So looking forward
It's
to
the
it.
best place on earth.
I know, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I know you love it there too, right?
Yeah.
You've been a lot.
I got into a quilting residency there in August for a week, in a place I've never been to. Maine is one of those places you never know. It's like you think you see it all, and it's humongous.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the residence?
It's in a place called Meadowback, Maine.
Okay.
The internet and the website that I signed up for a retreat on says that in Portland's here it's like 90 minutes northwest.
Okay, so it's like inland. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then I go to Acadia every week and stay for as long as I possibly can.
Cool. That's awesome.
How long are you guys in?
I go a long weekend, like 5 days.
Driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving. Then after that, we're gonna go to Japan.
Oh my god.
Super excited about it.
This summer?
Yeah. Yeah. Like a month and a half. So
For how long?
2 weeks.
Is it, did you guys plan it? Is it guided? I don't
We
know
planned
about
it.
Japanese festival.
Yeah, we planned it. Everybody that's been that we know has said it's like super easy to get around.
Good.
Very like English friendly. So yeah, we're gonna do
So
it.
well,
Yeah. That's my husband's like, I'm not really into like cultural stuff. My husband's like,
food.
I want food.
My TikTok algorithm knows I want to go to Japan, so it's sending me all the links.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've seen everything that they're sending that I never saw, which is there's a bike-only path that you can bike through separate islands, and you
Oh,
can do
that's
it in
cool.
1 day or 2 days. Only 30 miles, not only, but like considering how long.
Yeah.
Some of the videos of people are posting are just bonkers. Beautiful.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Because I know you've done the bike trip in India
Yes.
too.
Mhm.
That sounds really cool.
It's just such a different way that I never really had to see. You have to go slower, and you have to look around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like that's, I love road trips, so like I can even imagine
Yeah.
better. So yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, travel.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Crazy, but yeah, get it all
I
in.
can't wait to see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you. I didn't make it today.
I know, me too.
I'm here
I'm coming.
after 6-hour driving car. I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Move the body.
The body.
Hi, all. Hello.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, Monday offs are getting to make it to class.
Yes, exactly. We're excited. Feels like it's been a long time.
I know.
Maybe I can come to the Monday six. It's like
Yeah, nighttime. Starting next week. That's gonna be good, then. Can you pull back a little so we can see you on the road so when people come up front? There's so much time, y'all. 10 whole minutes. And there's a bunch of people that are coming to class. So just a suggestion, there's enough room that everyone can fit. But my suggestion is always see how close, if you can scooch an inch or two closer together. The likelihood that Matt will come into your place, that empty gap is high. But we'll grab all of the props. We'll use 2 blocks. If you know your knees get a little tender, putting them down on the mat, I always like to grab a blanket, strap, and therapy balls. We'll get some time to roll this morning. Hi. Hello.
we need 2 or just 1?
2. Yeah. The whole tote you can do. Morning. I still haven't figured out how the sun moves. I always try and place, but then in the end it's always on body. I know. And the morning has a mind of its own.
Yesterday I was like definitely like I was like my face got a little bit burnt. Like it changed my life and I was like I love going to grocery store with people that are like, are you okay?
Finish
Are you
them.
finishing them?
Tomorrow's the last one.
And then are you doing another month, July?
I have no idea. I'm trying to take a lot of July off. July
Good for
and
you.
August.
Yeah. I'm excited to see you because I'm off. But good
Well,
for you being
I'll
off.
be here for 2 weeks for each month.
Okay, cool.
And most likely it'll be from like.
I'm like this, are we going into this like splits again?
Is it hot here?
I just wrote here, I'm not a good person to ask.
I know. I have been here for a while and I was fine, and now I'm hot, so it's kind of bad. Hello. Ah, Lorna. It's nice to see you in the day. Normally I catch you at night.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't come tomorrow, so.
Coming today. Yes. Yeah.
And it's sunny. But I'm also working tomorrow. I think 3 days because really, because no one was like, I can move this way. I think it's really tiny. I know. Like totally in a corner. I don't have a corner. And now I'm really lavishing corner.
Oh, that's fine. Still a corner.
We'll start in a couple minutes, everyone. We're still waiting on a whole bunch of folks to come. So just a gentle, and those who were here before, you might have heard me say this, but a small suggestion is that if you see a few inches of space next to you, you might scooch a few drops closer to the right or to the left. For those that are having a slow morning, like this weekend after we start to practice, finding parking in Queen Village, even though it's a holiday, gets the best of us. And then we'll use all of the props today. So feel free to take your time for 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap, and therapy balls. And I can also bring things over to you later on if you don't feel like getting up, which is what's been happening to me.
No, you're fine. Go first. I'm sorry. I know, but I always feel bad. You're like, this is my corner. I'm like, wait. Thank you.
couple more minutes. In theory, we're waiting on 9 more people, and they definitely have space. There's so much room, I promise you. The classes are all capped, but maybe there might be an inch or two of space next to you on the right or left that somebody might squeak into. So I always like to say, at least for the first 7 minutes of class, don't get too attached to the spot that you're in, because we might move a drop or two, but there's plenty of room for every person to come in. And I promise we won't be traveling off of our mats, so enough room for everyone to get some space. Thank you, everyone. Hi. Hi. Monday holiday class. Yes, we'll use everything. 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap, and then those therapy balls that are right there too. Hi, me. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Plenty of space. Let's see. As always, when you stand, you can see the little Tetris versus when I'm seated, it never feels like there's enough room. But I think we're gonna see, yeah, if this row can scooch just a drop closer, I think there's some folks who are downstairs who will sneak in. And then we'll make room, plenty of space. There might be one that comes in between here, maybe, but we'll see. Thank you, everyone. Monday, holiday Monday. Good to see you all. This is normally I teach the Monday at noon, and I unofficially call it, I'm very nosy, so anytime someone's in on Monday at noon, I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, what can you be doing to be at yoga class on Monday at noon? And I've affectionately called it like the doctor's appointment and dentist class, because when I was working and taking yoga classes full time, I would always say, I have a dentist appointment I have to go to from 12 to 1 on the day. And that would be why I'm here, but I'm really happy to be with you all. Hi, come on in. There's one spot right here for you. And I can grab you some props as you start to practice, so I don't want to get comfortable. For those of us that haven't met yet, or if it's your first time to the studio, or if it's been a while, my name is Anisha. Thank you for coming. Perfect weather to be out here, so I'm glad we could get some movement in before the rest of the Monday continues. I have a couple of announcements before we start. I always share announcements afterwards, but I've noticed that because I'm practicing and teaching with you, by the time I get up from Shavasana or meditation, I'm always like, where am I? Who am I? So I'll get some announcements out of the way, because I didn't realize June was this week. Here she is. There she comes. Three Queens does a beautiful programming of summer events that are happening. Saturdays in June, Alyssa and myself will be teaching free classes at the Art Museum Sculpture Garden on Saturdays from 9 to 10. I did it in September last year, and it is just so exquisitely lovely. You get to practice on the river, and I believe you get some discounts for seeing the museum if you go the same day. That happened in September, and I can confirm if that's the case this year too, but would love to see you. And then starting next Monday, on Monday nights, if you're a night yoga person, I'll be teaching a Monday night series. We've called it Pose Breakdowns to Breakthroughs. Still workshopping the title, but the essence is the same, which is it's a very conversational workshop style class downstairs where there's no prerequisites, but I spend time teaching poses that we don't necessarily have time for in an hour-long class. So goes from backward bends to handstands, deep hip openers to arm balances, binds and twists, and then requests are always welcome. So if there's any poses that you've been curious about or maybe perplexed with, you can bring them and we can see what we can do to get a little bit more space in the body. So that's on Mondays.
Is the sculpture garden behind the museum or is it on Kelly?
Behind the museum. Yeah, so you park somewhere in the parking lot or bike.
Yeah.
And then you walk. Siobhan, who's the organizer of all of it, she's always very sweetly standing there in a perfect yoga fit. It's always very colorful, and she's always waiting to direct people to where they are. Yeah. That's it. I'll have for announcements afterwards.
What time is it?
9 to 10. Just for June. All the Saturdays in June.
Before it gets too hot.
Before it gets too hot, and then I am inside. Excellent. Well, it's great to be with you all. Today I have on deck some backward bends that we'll take together in a few twists just to create some space in and through the chest, to invite a little bit more room, spaciousness, and breath as we start to continue the rest of our week and into the summer. So together, we'll start in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You are more than welcome to start lying down on the floor. If you'd like to sit cross-legged or up on your knees. I always like to sit up on a blanket or a block, just so that my hips can naturally be higher than my knees. And your low back might really lift and lengthen. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, in your lap, or on top of your thighs, let your eyes close or soften, so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see ourselves more clearly than before. To turn in towards that generative, expansive, and cooling darkness. To momentarily see what's happening under the surface of your skin. So as you take any adjustments to your seat, your clothes, your hair, and you feel that thread of attention turn inward, to listen for the sound of your breath. And let each breath gently dissolve the morning and the day that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after it makes a little more space for what has yet to come. And you let your next inhale move from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the crown of your head, creating more space for more breath. A few more rounds just on your own. Letting each inhale move in, back, down, and wide. And each exhalation offers itself up and out through every fiber of your being. This entire practice, it's first and foremost an offering to your breath. So as we begin our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath, give yourself a moment to place your hands to center anywhere that feels for you, on your body or in front of your heart, in a moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for your inhale, let it fill you up. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. Bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes with remembering and listening for your own breath. And keeping that attention inward as best as you can. Let your hands release. Slowly blink your eyes open. And we'll meet in tabletop today to start to link breath and movement together through some rounds of cat and cow. You have your blocks. You might frame your blocks out at the front corners of your mat.
Can you ask a favor? One more is coming in.
corners of your mat, you might use them as we start to move about. And in your tabletop, do bring your hands as wide as your mat. We'll have you just come here so that the camera can have a little space. Thank you. Do have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. Have your hands be as wide or wider than your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and curl all 10 of those toes under. Feel the arches and webbing of your feet. Begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath. Can you actually switch you over here so that she's not in line with the camera? That'd be really great. Thank you. Let's take 4 cycles of breath just on your own, rounding and arching your spine, following the currents of your breath. You might stay in the rounded or arched shape for a few extra cycles. You might gently move forward and back, your hips towards your heels, or shoulders forward of the wrists. And might even notice what it feels like to soften or close your eyes. So you move less from a place of what others are doing, what you think you should be doing, and more of what your body desires on this Monday morning. Take one more long breath in anywhere you are, and a deeper breath out through every direction of you. When you find your next exhale, come back to table, find your neutral spine, and now just watch for props or any friends behind you as we find a calf stretch. Reach the right leg back, curl the right toes under, and reach back through your right heel to see what you feel in the back of the right leg. Some folks like to stay still. You might gently rock the heel forward and back. But as your heel goes back, can you slide the crown of your head forward so that all 4 sides of your neck can grow longer? A breath or 2, and when you're ready, switch sides. Bend the right knee, reach back through the left, and notice what you feel in the back of your left calf. Again, maybe it's stillness, maybe it's moving the heel back and forth, but take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale, think bottom of your heart forward, so that the front, the sides, and the back of your neck can grow longer. Back to tabletop we need. Come to neutral, walk your hands forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, we'll meet a downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths that you need to find your way there. In your down dog, again, maybe it's stillness that you find. You might pedal your heels one at a time from side to side, or you might bend and straighten your knees simultaneously. Or can you offer it to your breath? A deeper breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. When you find your next exhalation, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet towards your palms to walk it into your forward fold. The blocks are right there. You might have blocks underneath your hands, so the floor meets you right where you are. You might widen your feet 1 inch or 2, or soften your knees, all in service of giving your low back and your hips some extra space. If it feels appropriate for your neck and shoulders, even gently nod your head yes. Slowly nod your head no. And notice what gravity can do for the entire upper back. A bigger breath in and a full breath out. Now climb your hands up onto your hips. Stand down through your legs, and on an inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. With your feet right underneath your hips, take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up. And on your exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Wait for your inhale to lengthen. Halfway, bring your hands to blocks or your shins. And as you exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Those knees might be up, they might tap the mat behind your hips, but can you press through your palms, feel your shoulder blades broaden on the upper back, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A big breath in, and on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Let those hands be as wide as your mat. Inhale to rise for cobra, for baby cobra. Really press your legs into the earth as you lift your chest up. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. Take a long inhale in through the nose, and a steadier breath out through your nose or parted lips. Can you feel each inhale move from your belly up into your heart? And as you exhale, push down and forward through your hands and feel your butt lift up and back towards the wall behind you. When you find your next exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands, into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, let the balls of your feet be heavy. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms up to the sky, get a drop taller, and exhale to let your hands come down by your sides. We'll do that one more time, follow your breath more than my voice. On your inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Let your entire inhale bring you halfway up to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And on your exhale, plank pose, step it all the way back. A full breath here. Hug the legs towards each other, hug the palms towards each other, slide your ears back. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for the breath to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. And on your exhalation, we meet in down dog, table, or puppy pose. 3 more breaths. These sun salutations, these variations of Surya Namaskars that we so often do in the beginning of class, they're thought to warm the body, yes, but also move the body in all of its ranges of motion. For in one sun salutation, you fold forward, you bend over backward, you go upside down like you are right now, and all in harmony with your breath. So take a longer inhale in, and a steadier breath out through every fiber of your being. When you find your exhale, there's no rush. Lift the heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think heart towards the front of the room, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Use your own fists and measure your feet 2 fists width distances apart. And with your toes pointing ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and climb your palms up onto your thighs for this first round of chair pose. Sometimes the knees knock in towards each other, guide them open towards your second and third toes. And now send your tush to the back of your mat. You might push into the thighs to lift up through the chest. Stay here for more steadiness in the low back. If you want to add heat in the upper body, reach your arms overhead. But listen for your breath. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Think butt to the back of the room as you lift your heart, even your gaze away from the floor. And now big breath in brings you up to rise. Reach up to touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And bring those hands high up onto blocks or fingertips on either side of the right foot. With your right knee and toes pointing straight ahead, keep your left hand down on the block or ground. Reach your right arm towards the front of the room. As if someone's trying to tug you through your right fingertips. You grow longer, but resist with that right hip. Try to wrap it towards the back of the room. Take a big breath in. And as we exhale, twist open to the right. Reach the right arm to the sky to revolve. Let's do that twice more. Reach back through the right hand, a big circle. Inhale to reach forward. And as you exhale, revolve open to the right. One more time with your breath. Inhale to grow long. Reach through the fingertips. And now the third time you twist open, stay for a breath. Reach the right arm to the sky. Lift your back heel higher to the ceiling. Wrap your right hip towards the back of the room. And then slide your shoulders and your ears back to lean back. A big breath in. Stay for one more exhale. You might bend into that right thigh. Inhale to unwind. Lower the right hand. Take all the hops you need to step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Think bottom of your heart forward. Exhale to fold in towards yourself. With those feet 2 fists width apart, bend your knees. Sit your hips back, maybe hands to your thighs, to your hips, or arms up overhead. Utkatasana round 2. Think tush to the back of your mat, but then notice if the ribs and belly move forward. Slide the ribs to the back of the room. Breathe into the middle of your back. slide your ears back to lift your chin. And if your arms are overhead, maybe bring those back in line with your ears as you sit 1 inch lower to the ground. Inhale brings you up to rise. Reach up to touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot back to catch your lunge. The higher up my hands are on blocks or fingertips, it just gives my hips and torso more room to move. So as you come high up onto your supports, keep your right hand down and reach your left arm straight ahead to the front of the room. How long can you get? Reach through the left fingertips. Wrap the left hip to the back of your mat. And now with your breath, a big inhale in. Exhale, we twist open to the left. Twice more on your own, following the rhythm of your breath. Inhale to reach, grow long through the fingertips. Every exhale, revolve. Good, the third time you twist open to the left, stay here for a breath. Lift that back heel, knee and thigh high. Wrap your left hip to the back of your mat, and then lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. Stay for one more exhale and bend into that front thigh. Now inhale to unwind, lower the hands. Step your left foot back to meet your right, to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels and a moment to notice any difference that you feel from side to side. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for the breath to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. And on your exhalation, we meet in downward facing dog, hips to the sky. A full breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now from your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the floor, and on your inhale, rise for warrior two. Reach your arms out to a T. Good, check to see that the right knee and the right toes are pointing more or less straight ahead. And now walk your left foot back just an inch or two more so you get longer in your stance. As you look away from the ground, reach out through your fingertips, take a big breath in, and on your exhale, bend into that front thigh. Now keep the legs the same. As you inhale, reach just your arms to the ceiling. Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back, and let your left fingertips grab onto the elbow for this version of cow face pose in the arms. Think right elbow to the ceiling. Press your head back to lift your chin, but then slide the ribs back to steady the middle of your back. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into the right thigh as you lift your right elbow 1 more inch to the sky. Now on your inhale, release those arms to a T. Press the right leg straight. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale for triangle pose, bring your right hand to your block or to the ground on the inside or outside of that front foot, up to you. And with both feet steady on the earth, without moving them, can you hug your legs towards each other from right to left, as if you could pull energy from the ground up into your legs themselves. And now press down into that right hand. Reach your left arm 1 more inch to touch the sky. And slide the ears back, the shoulders back to lean back. A big breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale to offer it out. Now on your inhale, unwind. Bring your hands down to the ground. Bend your right knee and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from one side to the other. Notice what you see and feel. And a few more times together. Inhale brings you to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Bhujangasana, Cobra. And on your exhalation, we need a downward facing dog. Beautiful. A deeper breath in, and a long, steady breath out. Now from your down dog, lift the left leg up and back. Step your left foot through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel all the way to the floor, and let your inhale bring you up to rise for Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Good. Sometimes my left knee wants to knock in towards the big toe. See if you can keep it guiding open to the front of the room. And now walk your right foot back just a centimeter more so you get longer in your stance. As you look away from the ground, lift up through the chest, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend into that front thigh. Now inhale, reach just your arms to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow, give yourself a pat on the back, and let your right fingertips grab on. For my friends with those mobile shoulder joints, where it might even feel good to bring the elbow to the middle of your head, try to do the opposite. Press your left elbow forward into the right hand, and then create some resistance to lift your elbow to the ceiling. You might feel it more in the muscle rather than the joint. Press your head back, slide the ribs back. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into that front thigh. Now inhale to release those arms to a T. Press the left leg straight. A full breath. Get long through your fingertips. And on your exhale for Trikonasana, bring your left hand to your block or the ground on the inside or outside of the leg. Good. For tiny bend in both knees, a bend that you don't necessarily see, but you can very clearly feel. And now with the softening of the knees, can you hug your legs together? Feel the inner thighs engage. Press down into that left hand, reach up through the right fingertips, and then slide the ribs back, the shoulders back, the ears back to lean back. A bigger breath in. Stay for one more exhale to offer it up. And on your inhale, unwind. Bring your hands to the ground. Bend your left knee and step it back to downward facing dog. A moment of breath here in your down dog. And now the next place we meet is on your belly. You can get there however you'd like. You might lower your knees to the floor to slither down. You might come through plank to lower down, but lower all the way to the floor. Make a pillow with your hands, and let your forehead or one of your cheeks rest on your palms. Close your eyes for a moment, and call yourself back to your breath. This is related, but also unrelated, so stay with me on the string for a second, string of thought. I was watching Blue Crush this weekend. Has anyone seen that in a while?
So good.
Roots, like origin story. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, so funny. If you haven't seen it, you weren't living under the rock that I was living under in the early 2000s. If you have seen it, hello, thank you. But they were talking in that movie about many things. But one of the things that's related to yoga is they were watching, it's a surfing movie, they were watching how the waves were coming through and how you never take the first set. Like professional surfers, if anybody knows more about this, let me know. It's often the first set is a wash, and it's the third or fourth one that comes, and those are the choice waves, as the girls say in the movie. And I think about that in our yoga practice because we do a lot of things in repetition. You know, we've done a bunch of chaturangas, we've done a bunch of cobras, and it's not always the first one, or the 10th, or the 15th, that's the one that's feeling the sweetest in our body. But the invitation is to see where the waves come up, the literal and metaphorical waves, to give yourself a little bit more room and space. So as we take 3 rounds of locust pose here on the ground, remember the first one, it's not about catching that wave, but it's seeing how and where you feel in your body. So as you stay on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you, flip your palms down to face the floor, and we'll take this one unbound. Before we lift up, hug your inner thighs towards each other, hug your shoulder blades towards each other. Now on your breath, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the ground, and as you exhale, lift your legs up and away from the floor. Let your eyes soften or close and really listen for that ocean-like quality of your breath. Every inhale, can you hug your inner thighs together and think inseams of your pants towards the ceiling. Now hug the shoulder blades together to lift your palms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release, lower down. Rest on the other palm or on the other cheek. You might wiggle your hips from side to side or stay still. But let your breath wash its way over and through. In through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Okay, round 2. You can do the same thing again with your arms free. Or if your strap is close by, you might unravel your strap from its rubber band and bring the strap to your low back with your hands behind you. But anywhere you are with your palms free or your hands holding the strap, think inner thighs towards each other, hug the shoulder blades together. And now just like you did in the first round, take a breath, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off of the floor or your tush, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. Soften or let the eyes close, and can you ride the currents of your breath? Every inhale, the inseams of your pants lift to the sky. Every exhale, the shoulder blades hug together and your palms might lift 1 more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Rest on the other cheek, the other palm. Wiggle your tush or stay still. But feel that breath literally and metaphorically wash its way over you. Fill your belly and let your low back broaden. Fill your belly and chest and let the whole back of your body expand. Okay, round 3 out of 3. You are more than welcome to stay here in full pranam, laying on your belly, or any of the variations that we've done. Unbound, you might grab your strap, or perhaps you interlace your fingers at your low back, up to you. But as you hug the inner thighs together, think shoulder blades together. Inhale to lift your head, your chest, float your arms off the floor or your tush, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. Offer it to that breath. Think inseams of your pants together and up to the sky, so clear space in the low back. Try to tug your strap or your fingers apart and bring the shoulder blades together. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale, slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. And then slowly lower all the way to the ground. Rest on your favorite or least favorite cheek. Wiggle your tush, stay still, but take a full breath in through the nose. And open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Good. After a few breaths on the ground, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through the tabletop. We'll take a thigh stretch on our knees. So if you'd like to grab a blanket and place it underneath your knees for some extra padding, please feel free to find it. And have your blocks close by. You may or may not use them in a moment. But once you're padded or unpadded, come to tabletop on all fours. And in your tabletop, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. We'll take a twisted thigh stretch to start. Check to see that your left knee isn't directly under your hip. If it is, you might walk your left knee in the blanket back so that your thigh is more diagonal. Now with your left hand down on the ground or up on a block, climb your right palm up onto your right thigh, like those first twists we did. From your belly, turn your chest open to the right. Now hug your legs together, meaning pull your right heel back, your left knee forward, and bend your left knee to lift your left toes up off the floor. Stay right here and breathe. Or your right hand might reach for the left foot. You might lasso a strap. It's also the season where I like to stick fingers between my toes just to see what's going on in there. You could do that too or not. We're not doing it. But the higher up your left hand is on a block, the more access you might feel to that left foot for the thigh stretch. And as you shrug your right shoulder up and back, shrug your left shoulder up and back, and slide your ears back. Stay right here breathing. You might walk your left hand forward of your left shoulder like you're coming into down dog. And completely optional, you might lower your left forearm onto a block or onto the ground. But take a full breath in through your nose. Stay for your exhale. Think shoulder blades together. Slide your ears back. And maybe bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now on your next inhale, look to the ground. Slowly release the hold of that left foot. Plant your palms and back to tabletop we meet on all fours. Yes, yes. A moment of breath in table, in cat and cow. But to remember that you got breath in there, and breath and movement can link together. Okay, last side, come into all fours. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee as back as you need so it's not directly under your hip. And with your right hand on a block or up on the ground, bring your left palm to your left thigh. from your belly button, turn your entire chest open to the left. And now it's a small action when you hug the left heel back and the right knee forward. When you bend your right knee, it helps you be less on the kneecap and more on the base of the thigh. So lift the right toes up off the ground, breathe here. Or your left hand might reach around for the bless you right toes, a strap, the leg of your pants, as you offer it to your breath. Stay exactly where you are. If you did so on side one, you might walk your right hand forward of your right shoulder. You might also lower your right forearm down onto the block or the floor. But listen for each inhale in and a longer breath out through every direction of you. Now on your next inhale, look to the ground. Slowly let go of that left right foot, plant your palms, and back to tabletop we meet. And from tabletop, take it to downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back to the wall behind you. A full breath in through your nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Now on your next inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. Wait for the breath in to come up to rise. For high lunge, reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. That's it. I like to walk the right foot an inch or two over to the right so your feet are less on a tightrope. But as you lift your back heel, knee, and thigh, stretch up through your fingertips and even look away from the ground. A big breath in. As you exhale, bend into the right thigh, and now bring your right hand to your right hip. Grow 1 inch taller through the left fingertips, and we side bend to the right over the right leg. You can stay here with your right hand on your hip. It'll give you more of an anchoring. Or your right hand might grab onto your left wrist. But as your torso moves to the right, think ribs back, ears back. Maybe the arm or arms come back in line with your ears as you bend into that right thigh. Now inhale to come all the way back up. Bring your hands to your hips. Tiny bend in the back knee. We come up to stand. All the hops you need to spring off your left foot. Stand down into your right leg. Grow 3 inches taller through the top of your head. And now lower both feet to the ground. Feel gravity beneath you. Bend your knees. Sit your hips back. Lean all of your weight into your left foot. Lift your right heel and cross your right ankle over your left thigh for standing figure 4. That's it. Your hands might stay on your hips. If it feels wobbly, I sometimes like to bring my hands high up onto blocks out in front of me. You might even reach your arms up overhead. But do your best to flex that right foot. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Let your hips get heavy as you lift your heart all the way away from the ground. On an inhale, come up to rise. Bring both feet to the earth. Reach up to touch the sky. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat to take it back to down dog. Stay right here, breathing. You might lower your knees to the ground and take a few breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you choose to go, you offer it to your breath. Staying still or moving. Lengthen the next breath in. And let the full breath pour itself out. And as your next few breaths bring you back to your down dog, we got one more side to do. Lift the left leg to the sky. Step it through to catch your lunge. And on your next inhale, come on up to rise for high lunge on that second side. Again, the more the left foot walks over to the left, your feet are less on that balance beam. But the steadiness from this pose is coming from the leg unseen, the right one. So as you lift your right heel, knee, and thigh, wrap your right hip to the front of the room, tap your left hip back. Grow tall through the fingertips, look away from the floor, a big breath in. Stay for your exhale as you bend into the left thigh. Now with your left hand on your hip, reach up through the right fingertips and tip over to the left. Stay right here with your hand on your hip. If you did so on side one and you want to explore, let your left hand grab the right wrist. But think ribs back, Slide the ears back to lift your chin. And bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Inhale to come all the way back up. Tiny bend in the back knee, get springy, and hop off your right foot. Stand down through your left leg, grow 3 inches taller through the top of your head. And now lower both feet to the ground with your hands to your hips. Bend your knees, sit back. Lean into the right foot. Lift your left heel. And for pigeon chair or standing figure 4, cross your left ankle over the right back. The more the left foot stays engaged, flexed or pointed, just help steady the left ankle and knee. But think hips to the back of your mat, and anywhere your hands are to steady you, can you lift your heart? A full breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale. And on your inhale, come up to rise. Lower your left foot down, feel gravity beneath you. Take a big breath in, reach up. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat to take it back to down, down. A longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Now from your down dog, lower both knees to the ground. We'll meet on our bellies in a moment, but does everyone have at least 1 therapy ball that you can work with? Yeah, if you don't have a set, maybe your friend next to you has one that they can take out. Once you find one of your therapy balls, place it off to the side and come to lay on your belly. We'll use it in a moment, but just so you're not on your belly having to scribble. Yeah. Okay. Everyone have one? Great. Come on to lay on your belly. Have your therapy ball off to the side. Here's the plan. So in the service, also Lilo and Stitch came out, right? It's like a wave. Has anyone seen it yet? Is it good? Does it compare to the Disney?
Yeah.
Nani gives away
No,
Lego?
she's like college. She's college. It's delightful. It's not, you don't have
I mean, I'm still gonna go see it, but that was an unexpected plot twist.
That's just
A small thing.
at the end.
At the end, I didn't know that.
You'll be delighted.
Okay. Well, I got distracted, but I was thinking Blue Crush, Lilo and Stitch, the waves. We're doing 3 rounds of bow pose, Danyarasana. So the first round isn't the biggest one possible. Yeah, there'll be space, there'll be clearance. We'll do round 1 and then an interlude of rolling out the thighs to see what a difference starts to make. So pop the therapy ball off to the side, come to lay on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you and flip your palms down to face the floor. Now as you rest on your forehead or on your cheek, bend your knees, flex your feet as if your feet could make 2 perfect footprints on the sky. Before we even reach for the legs, press your thighs down into the sticky mat. Hug your thighs towards each other as if they could become one pillar. Now hug the shoulder blades together. You can stay here with your arms unbound like you did in Locust, or your hands might reach for the pinky side edges of your feet. Go anywhere your hands are as you inhale. Lift your head, lift your chest, lift your heels towards the sky. Close or soften your eyes and listen for the breath itself. Sometimes when we lift, the knees and thighs want to open up to opposite ends of the room. Imagine like there's a block between your legs that you could hug to center to clear space in the low back. Now hug the shoulder blades together and slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale, and then inhale to release all the way to the ground. Rest on your cheek or on your forehead. Wiggle your tush, and listen for the full depth of your breath. So now before we go to round 2 and 3, a moment with those therapy balls in the thighs. Find your therapy ball and bring it right above your right knee, somewhere at the bottom of your right thigh. There's no wrong place for the therapy ball to be, just somewhere you can breathe in and be curious about. Now make a pillow with your hands, rest on your favorite cheek or on your forehead. And with the left leg heavy, begin to bend and straighten your right knee. See what it feels like when the knee is bent versus straight. And now the next time you bend your right knee, can you keep it bent? And move your right knee to the right and foot to the left, so you come more to the inner thigh. And then knee to the left and foot slightly to the right, so you go to the outer thigh. Move as slowly as you like. And in those metaphors that continue, if it's been a while or if it's the first time since you've done therapy ball work, the breath is often the first thing to go. So the more you move the knee from side to side, can you let your breath get longer, fuller, and more expansive with each round? After a few breaths here in the middle, at the bottom of your right thigh, draw the knee through center, and let's come to a new place. Use your hand and pull the therapy ball up to the middle of your thigh. Slightly different, slightly higher than where you were before. Rest on your other side of your cheek or your other palm. And begin again. Slowly bend your right knee and straighten the knee. Notice any difference. And now with the right knee bent, move the knee to the right and to the left. And you unclench your fingers, soften your jaw, let your chest and your belly be as heavy as they can possibly be. And listen for that ocean-like quality of your own breath. The reason we're rolling out the thighs before we revisit 2 more rounds of those belly down back bends is because the legs govern the low back. The legs govern spaciousness in the chest. So the next time you draw the right knee and thigh back through center, pop the therapy ball out, stretch your legs long behind you, and before we go to the second side, just close your eyes for a moment to notice what you don't see with your eyes, but you might clearly feel from leg to leg. It might be a subtle difference, it might be more drastic. One leg might feel heavier or longer or lighter or shorter. Can you take a breath to notice and experience this breath-filled spaciousness that you possess? And now as we come to the second side, find that therapy ball, and it's the same thing on the left. Just watch out for your friends behind you or in front of you. As you stay on your sticky mat, therapy ball right above your left knee or the other leg, at the base of your left thigh. Get as comfortable as you can in your upper body, a pillow, a blanket, and begin to bend and straighten on your own. I remember the first time, I think it was in 2015 or 14, some of us were here together, where Mariette introduced, at that point it was tennis balls, we hadn't graduated to therapy balls yet, and she introduced them to yoga practice. And after having practiced for a while, and then doing therapy ball work, I questioned my entire existence. I was like, what in the world is happening? How can I experience this sensation when I thought I had everything covered? So you can always do therapy ball work without a yoga practice, without stretching. I just find that when the body is warm, when you've created space in these regions that you roll out, it provides me with a little more insight. So after you've spent some time at the bottom of that left thigh, there's no rush. You follow your pace and come to the middle, slightly higher than where you just were. See if you can rest on your other palm or on your other cheek as you let the knee bend and straighten. And let your knee move from side to side. Try to deepen each breath in. You can open your mouth to really let all of that breath go. Notice how your breath transforms and shapeshifts. After a few few rounds of breath at the bottom and in the middle of your right thigh. Pop that therapy ball up. Stretch your legs long back behind you. Close your eyes. Notice what the difference can be. Take a deeper breath in. And even open your mouth to let that breath go. Now here, they take all of that spaciousness, that awareness we've created in the thighs for 2 more rounds of Dhanurasana. We're towards the tail end of class, so if you'd like to stay here on the floor the entire time, you are more than welcome to do so. We'll meet you there very soon. But for round 2 of bow pose, stay on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you, and one more time bend your knees and flex your feet. Again, you can stay unbound with your hands back for your feet on either side of you, or your hands might reach for your legs. But feel the memory of those therapy balls. Press your thighs down, hug your inner thighs together, and now as you press back through your legs, lift your head, your chest, and kick your feet back to lift your heels up to the sky. Feel the memory of those therapy balls. Hug the inner thighs together. Kick the feet back, lift your heels up and slide the ears back. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, slowly release all the way to the earth. Rest on one of your cheeks, rest on your forehead, wiggle your hips, or stay still. But breathe into your belly. The more your belly expands with breath, the more your low back widens and broadens. Okay, last round, 3 out of 3. The third wave to catch. As you bend your knees, arms can be long on either side of you, or you might reach your hands for your pinky side edges of your feet or your ankles. But as you press down into the floor with your thighs, hug the inner thighs together. Now kick back through your legs, lift your heels up to lift your head, your chest away from the ground. If you're holding onto the legs, stay holding. Kick your right foot back into your right hand, lift your right heel a drop higher. Kick your left foot back into your left hand, lift your left heel a drop higher. Now kick both legs back into your hands, lift both heels up and slide the ears back. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to release all the way down. Rest, breathe. A moment to steady and slow each inhale in and out. Good. A counter pose for those big belly down back bends is to come to one final down dog of class to create all those curves in your low back. This is the hardest part of class. After this, we're lying down. But in your downward facing dog, take your time to find your way there. Bring your feet just a hair wider than they already are. Take up some room. And now lift your heels and soften your knees so let the backs of your legs be released. Now with your knees bent, lift your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Feel like curve in and through your low back. As you push your palms down and forward, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, lift your butt to the sky, and maybe the legs begin to straighten as you press the thighs back and let your heels get heavier to the earth instead of locking the knees up. A bigger breath in through the nose. Open your mouth to let that breath go. Now lower both knees to the ground. Come to flip onto your back with your head towards the front of the room, your feet to the back of the room. Have your strap close by. You may or may not use it as we begin to move about. And come to lay all the way onto the earth. Once you're on your back, bend your knees. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Knock your knees into each other so that the weight of your legs supports the other. This will clear space in the glutes and in the low back itself. And as your hands rest onto your belly or onto your chest, take a big breath into your palms. Open your mouth to let that breath go. Take another breath, breathe into your belly, into the back of your chest, and open your mouth to let all of that breath out. As you keep your knees bent, give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. Make some small circles with that right foot or right ankle in one or the other direction. Spread and point the toes. And now just watching for neighbors, begin to straighten your left leg long out in front of you. You can either interlace your hands behind your right thigh, or if your strap is close by, lasso your strap around the right foot like a jump rope as you straighten your right leg towards the ceiling. If your hands are holding the strap, give yourself enough slack on the strap so that both of your elbows can touch down onto the floor on either side of your body. And now everyone shrug your shoulders to your ears, snuggle your shoulder blades together, and let the back of your head get heavy to the earth. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. If you're holding the strap, try to release the gripping sensations of your fingers around the strap. And now everyone bring both edges of the strap into just your left hand. And let your left hand hold just your right thigh. With your right thumb and your right hip crease, tap your right hip towards the back of your mat. And now 1 inch at a time, begin to move the right foot to the left. That right leg will hover high away from the ground. It's to feel sensation in the outer right leg. But as you wrap the right hip towards the back of the room, can you peel the right pinky toes back towards your right shin? A big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath go. And now inhale to draw the right leg up through center, bend your knee, slip it out from the strap as you lower your right foot to the ground. Let the strap drape across your belly as you give your left leg a hug in towards your chest. Start with some small circles in the left foot or the left ankle. See if you can spread those toes as wide as you can. Point the toes and feel all the corners of your feet. Now as you draw your left foot back through center, either find a strap again around the left foot or interlace that awkward thumb or awkward pinky behind your left thigh. Begin to straighten your left heel towards the ceiling. Good. Again, if you are holding the strap, give yourself enough slack on the strap that both of your elbows, your triceps can touch down onto the ground. This will let the whole upper back soften to the earth. And as you shrug your shoulders to your ears, snuggle your shoulder blades together, and let the back of your head, bless you, soften to the earth. A big breath in. Open your mouth to let it out and try to release the gripping sensation of your fingers around the strap. It'll still stay, but soften the fingertips. Now straighten your right leg long in front of you if you haven't already. Either bring both edges of the strap into just your right hand, or let your right hand hold your left inner thigh. And as your left thumb comes to your left hip crease, wrap your left hip to the back of your mat and begin to move the left foot over to the right. Peel the left pinky toes back. Shrug your left shoulder up and back as you take a long breath in and open your mouth to let it go. On your next inhalation, draw your left leg up through center. Bend your knee, slip it out from the strap. And as you release your strap off to the side, give your legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your outer ribs. We've done a lot of asymmetrical work as we prepare for rest. Can you see what it's like to let the right and the left and the front and back of you do somewhat symmetrical things? You can stay here or come in towards your version of happy baby as you widen the knees. Your hands might grab your backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. Can you let the back of your head and your tush get heavy to the ground as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out? Release the hold of your legs to the earth. The next place we meet is in Shavasana, your pose of rest. So give yourself a few moments to add any layers or props so that you get as comfortable as possible. You might have a rolled up blanket underneath your knees so your low back can really settle and soften to the earth. You might place a block on your belly or your hips, almost like a weighted blanket, to ground and tether you to the floor. You might let your hair down. You might set your glasses safely off to the side. Perhaps you're in a side-laying Shavasana. But know that if at any point you'd like to adjust in your rest, you're more than welcome to do so. With your eyes softly closed or softly open, you feel the slow cadence of your own breath, where each breath dissolves the entire practice at once. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. Each breath that comes after makes a little more room for what has yet to come. So as every round of your breath lets your body get heavier into the floor, the heavier your body becomes, the lighter and the more expansive you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in, down and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in and the very being that you are, with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles. in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of any props and those around you. You might reach your legs away from your arms, or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, we'll all meet with both knees bent, one or both of your arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. And with the least amount of effort needed, as you press down into the floor, come up to rise to a tall seat, similar to how we began. With your eyes soft and that attention turned inward, take a deep breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through every fiber. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths. You can gather your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your heart, or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet sincere gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Drink water, enjoy the weather, take great care of yourselves and each other. There are wipes here. If there are mats or things you use from the studio, they always get wiped afterwards, but it's allergy season, you know, nice to just give it a pass. Hope to see you, well, I'll be here, but if you're around Monday evenings, you can pop in and out for any of them. Saturday mornings, and then, again, I didn't realize June was so soon, but Kale and I are offering a yoga and cello workshop, where Kale is a yoga teacher who graduated from the teacher training a couple of years ago. She is a professional cellist and will be playing cello. I will be teaching a gentle full spectrum class, and it's for the summer solstice, longest day of the year. We made it, June 21st. And then my sweet dad is in town, and him and I are offering a yoga and tabla session at the Four Seasons with Three Queens on June 18th. Three Queens is organizing this like Wednesday night series. Mariel is teaching a bunch of them and partnering with other folks. I think all the information is on the Three Queens website, and if it's not, I'll tell you where it is, but him and I are doing yoga and tabla there on Wednesday, June 18th at night. What's that? Tabla, it's the Indian drums. Yeah, he's been playing for his whole life. So we often do yoga and tabla workshops where he plays. And now we're doing it at the roof of the Four Seasons, where I've never been before. Yeah.
Just kind of groups.
I have no idea. Yes. It just came out on Friday. That's why all of my Disney has been like, watch all the Lilo and Stitches.